you're playing with the big boys. Finally got some big toys, making all your girls spoiled. Daddy's got it all solved. I was never your choice, but I hope you're happy. I hope you are happy. Now you're playing with the big boys. Finally got some big toys, making all your girls spoiled. Daddy's got it all solved. I was never your choice, but I hope you're happy. I hope you are happy. This is not my first song about you. Crazy how I'm still thinking about you. This is not my first song about you, about you, about you. I feel like I'm still the same, how about you? And what if we ever meet in our kids' school? And you say you've been thinking of me too. Now you're playing with the big boys. Honey, got some big toys, making all your girls spoiled. Daddy's got it all solved. I was never your choice, but I hope you're happy. I hope you are happy. Now you're playing with the big boys. Honey, got some big toys, making all your girls spoiled. Daddy's got it all solved. I was never your choice, but I hope you're happy. I hope you are happy.
It used to be luck. You used to be funny. We used to have time. Time without money. We used to feel bad. We used to look sad. We used to have luck. And time without money. We seem to have the time it took. We used to have our things in place. Now reel me in, I've gone too deep. Forgotten what you used to say. We used to have time. We used to be careless. We used to look sad, but we couldn't care less.
Target acquired.
Eagle 1, first strike. You have permission to engage the target.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Well, I mean, I got to play that because, you know, I'm not really sure who's paying attention today. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Let's see who's up in the chat today. It's you guys, you know, I didn't go live super early today. So that was interesting. Mr. is up in the house today. Good to see you, sir. Slutty Gorilla Biscuits is on deck. Agrillipus, he's here. Stephen Akari, still here. Sig better get busy fixing that P320. I mean, it's an interesting thing for sure. I can talk about that in a minute. What's up, Chuck in Tennessee? I see you out there. Good to see all of you guys. I played a little bit of the music I played today was because I have, you know, this is Sarah the Raging Tomatoes, like weekday streams. So I kind of try and have her in mind, you know, when I'm doing this stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Mr. The shutting down the roads is crazy. It's crazy. I hadn't seen that. That doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. What's up, 91 Doomsday 1? We have another Doomsday guy. So, or Doomer. We have another Doomer guy. Anyway, what's up, guys? It's gonna be a great day today. I'm running a little behind, if I'm honest, because how do I say this? Just, you know, like super, you know, super coolly. So I went and worked out this morning, and I actually spent a little bit more time than I normally would. No real reason. It's just kind of the way it worked out. Sorry, guys, I'm searching around for something. I know it's like really bad form, but I needed my remote because I forgot to turn the light on. There we go. Working out equals donuts. No, I don't eat. Actually, don't eat donuts that much. Not a cop though. So, yeah. So I went to the gym. I was listening to Admiral Gibbs. Apparently, him and Kel had some like ridiculous amount of stream time yesterday. I think they did like a 24-hour stream or some shit. It's crazy. And I don't know. They may still be going. I think Kel crashed out, but Gibbs was still going. He had rallied. So I was kind of listening to that and really couldn't make any sense of what he was talking about. So I switched over to something else, and that was cool. And when I'm in the gym, I notice that it's an interesting thing because I go to a couple of different gyms. Today I went to a Planet Fitness, and all these gyms have like their own like I hate to say personality. They've all got their own like the people that go there, right? And today it was like. Yeah, cultures. They're all a little different culture. Normally, when I go, which is early in the morning, I go early in the mornings, and so it's usually people either that are just getting off work, working out for they at home, or they're the early crowd. But I kind of go in this like weird zone where there's really not a lot of like I don't know like. Students, I guess, not a ton of young people, right? But today it was like high school, late. Well, I say high, probably like early college through mid 20s, late 20s. Ton of them in there. I was like, what in the world is going on here? And so it was very interesting. Planet Fitness weirds me out a little bit. I don't. I just don't like it that much, but it's convenient. It's like super convenient for me. So what I need to do is I need to move my workout machine from upstairs into the sunroom so I can just work out more at home. But I just haven't done it yet. Anyway, it was weird today. It was just a weird day in the gym. And there was like people were taking forever on at different stations that they just weren't moving through. The number of selfies was way down. I thought that was great. So that was cool. But yeah, I had a great time. I was going to ride the motorcycle over this morning. Couldn't ride the motorcycle over today because looked like it was going to rain. It looked for all the world like it was going to rain. Didn't rain a drop. Didn't rain a drop. So maybe I'll ride the bike tomorrow. Or I'm going to go do another workout this afternoon. But we'll see. Anyway, what are we going to talk about in the world today? I have a discussion / debate coming up Wednesday night, and it's going to be on. Let me find this. It's not really a prompt, right? Like this is the subject we're going to be talking about. It's really interesting. Where is that? I just had it. Give me a second. It's very funny. I like it a lot. Why? This is what we're going to be talking about Wednesday night. And it'll be here too. I'll be restreaming it, but it's a panel. It's a Gibbs panel. Why is the DNC broke? I don't know if you guys watch this, but the other day on WIC TV, Destiny, Pisco, Connor, and Econoboy, they were all debating. And it was really just a shouting match over socialism versus liberalism versus Democrats versus the DNC party. And it was nuts. That shit had so many nuts in it. It was crazy town. And I couldn't really understand, from my point of view, I couldn't really understand why the they were going at each other so hardcore. And what was really interesting is that you had Connor, who I don't really believe that he is a conservative or Republican in any stretch of the imagination, but he was the closest they had right there, right then. And Connor was tearing them apart on a lot of the different aspects of it, which was unique. Usually he's more kind of on their side. Is the DNC broken? Is it fractured? You have like this weird socialist culture, and then you have a communist culture, which is trying to call itself socialist. And then you have liberals who are classic liberals, which I would actually put Connor in the classic liberal section. All right. And it's interesting with these guys. Like, they're tearing each other apart right now, right? Would you have voted for Bernie, they'll say, and the guy's like, no, he was a socialist. Yeah, well, yeah, he was a socialist, but, would you have voted for him? Well, if he got the DNC ticket, would you have? Could he have gotten the DNC ticket? Was that like a real thing? Was there a real possibility somewhere along the line that Bernie would actually get the DNC ticket? I don't think so. I honestly, I don't think that I don't think the DNC would ever let that happen. Now, as fractured as the right is, right? We have libertarians, we've got constitutional conservatives such as myself, we have nationalists, that actually believe in that believe in bigger government, but bigger in very specific ways, right? There's all sorts of flavors on the right, and as fractured as the right is, I don't think right now they even hold a candle to the left. Why is that? Monarchist, that's right. What's up, Garrus Godfrey? Good to see you, my man. Yeah, you got monarchists, tend to vote Republican, tend to be members of the Republican Party. It's very interesting. Mr. Mister says, well, most don't realize that commies are different than socialists. Commies want it all gone. Socialists believe in equality, utopia. Sure, right? But again, as fractured as the right is, the left is like crazy town right now. And what's really interesting is that whereas I, as a constitutional conservative, I can vote my heart and still be okay with voting for, somebody that a libertarian thinks is a great candidate, right? We can align on the candidates. I may not like everything about that candidate, but I've never had a candidate. There's never been a candidate that I liked everything about. But the left seems to be like shattered right now. Can they fix it? What would pull them together? This is an interesting conversation to have. We're going to have this conversation with some leftists, including some that I, pretty much, I don't think we have any actual communists there. Maybe Enemy Charlie or somebody will be there. Smoking Spaceman says it's a power vacuum. They're vying for who's going to control the next go round. Yeah, that's true. Mr. Mister says they no longer have any true economic candidates anymore. That is probably true. So this discussion that we're going to have the other night is going to be myself, Admiral Gibbs, Tyler, the average debate enjoyer, Soy Pill, and at least two others. I think it'll end up probably, I think maybe Fabian Liberty or Rob Noor or somebody's going to come in for the libertarian side. Maybe Lactoid and Lactoid and Rob Noor, or Lactoid and Fabian Liberty, probably for the libertarian side. And it should be really interesting. Cleaner says, I'd say the real difference between commies and socialists is that commies know they are in charge of socialists, and socialists seem to have some kind of cognizant dissonance about who's in charge. That's true. That is very true. Yeah. What's interesting is I think that socialists seem to think that they have some moral high ground versus communist. Because, in their mind, it's this, they're looking for the utopia. They're looking for the best, the greatest good for all of mankind. Right? Is that not, is that kind of the new socialist mantra now? I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but would you agree, chat? Would you agree that that the new socialist mantra is they want a utopia for everybody, universal basic income, right? Mandatory hiring, a higher minimum, a minimum wage, that a family could live on, which is nuts. So, yeah. Chuck, you're driving to Nashville. Good luck. If you're coming in on 40, it shouldn't be too bad. Cleaner says, yes, their personally presupposed moral high ground is the largest correlate of what causes their cognitive dissonance. Yeah, it's true. I think that's really true. I think that Smoking Spaceman, I used to think it was power seeking too, but I honestly think that socialists believe that they have a moral high ground versus conservatives. I really think that most socialists would really, truly want to be conservatives, but they need this moral high ground of I want the best for everyone. Everyone needs this, a living wage. Everyone needs this. Everyone needs that, and it's really kind of crazy, right? But I really think that, and what's really interesting, again, this is just my opinion, guys, is the with the way the left is operating right now, I can't say that the socialists are really, really winning, right? Like, I think that the centrists are really winning, and the centrists today are the old school liberals, right? So I don't know. Fake virtue signaling. I mean, there's a lot of this fake virtue signaling that I don't really understand. I don't really get where their virtue signaling is coming from, right? I've tried to understand it. I've really tried to figure out what is the reality that they're trying to deal with. And I mean, I kind of understand some of it, right? Like, I understand the organized chaos that they really enjoy, and that the left really seems to need to recruit new members to further its the fear that they stir in society, that you got to give these socialists their way or else, right? And what's really telling to me is how, and look, I may be the only one that feels this way, but it seems to me like the socialists are scared. They live in fear. And what they live in fear of is individual success. They live in fear of that the man next to them, the man or woman that sits next to them, that stands next to them, is going to do better than they are. that they're not going to be able to have this. They're not going to be able to have this control. They're not going to be able to have a lock on the achievements of others, and so they'll get. I really feel like they feel like they're going to get left behind, and so they vote for people who appeal to that. So I honestly don't believe that most socialist politicians are truly socialist. If they were truly socialist, they wouldn't be politicians. They would be something else. But they farm, for lack of a better word, they farm this dissonance. They farm the incoherent masses into what effectively becomes a diatribe of mediocrity. They don't want you to excel, because if you excel, that means they failed. And so the politician appeals to that. The politician comes in and says, you know, Johnny, you can do, I understand that you're not nearly as tall and you're not nearly as smart, and you're just never going to be the man that Billy is. Billy is, you know, he's not particularly tall, but he knows how to work. He gets his, you know, he shows up every day. He puts in a lot of work. He shows up and he puts the work in, and he's going to excel, and he's going to be shift leader one day. But Johnny, you're not. Sorry. And so they use that. They farm that jealousy. They farm the insecurity. They farm all of this into, we have to have equality. We have to have everyone be equal. And then when you say, well, you know, we can't have equality, because what's happened is that they've had to refine their argument over time. It used to be that they could say, well, we want equality, and everyone go, yeah, you know, a little equality would go really good around here. Match the drapes, and everybody's wonderful, and you know, we're equality for all. And now you have people who literally will come out and say, yeah, you know, equality exists. You have equality. What? But they'll say, well, what inequalities do you experience? To which they have no answer, right? They have no answer. And they'll say, well, what you need is equality of outcome, right? So that you, short, fat, bald guy, has the same outcome as tall, athletic, cool guy, right? What's up, 10th man? What's up, Kissy Cat? I see you out there. Sorry, I didn't welcome everybody in. I was on my little diatribe there. How are you doing, Kissy Cat? I hope you're feeling better. I hope that your headache and the rest of your issues, you know, kind of settled down. Cleaner 409 says, whoever is at the top of the socialist pyramid is the commie, and their will is forced throughout the socialist doctrine with reinforcement brainwashing from the cult lead to the populace. Yeah, absolutely. That's true. You can't get around that. That is exactly how that shit works. What part am I missing, 10th man? I mean, I could be missing something. I mean, and look, I'm not trying to define modern socialism. It's interesting how when you've got Pisco and Destiny at each other's throats, if you have not watched that debate, it is worth watching the debate. And matter of fact, don't go over to Adam and Stitch and watch their breakdown of it. I listened to it yesterday. I was cleaning my garage. I got about 3/4 of the way through before I was finished, and I had to do other things. And it was go over and listen to this debate, or not this showdown, if you will, between Pisco, Destiny, Econoboy, and Connor. I will say that despite my my inherent dislike and distrust for Connor, because I find him to be a weak character, he laid wood to all of them. He did. He absolutely. He did. He absolutely knocked it out. 10th man's not going to explain it from the chat. Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't. I really don't do. I mean, I occasionally have guests on the day shift. Give me a few minutes. Let me drag this out. Destiny's either LARPing because he lives in a red state, or he's a socialist utopian, while Pisco seems more commie leaning to me. So Destiny considers himself a classic liberal. He believes, he's kind of like, he's like, well, the Second Amendment, he's okay with the Second Amendment, but he wants reasonable gun control, right? He's okay with capitalism. He seems mostly that he's like this like, one of the things that really seemed like he was arguing about, and you guys can check this out and come back and tell me what you think. It seems really like Destiny's biggest argument was for capitalism, right? Like he doesn't believe in socialism because he's a capitalist. That was seemed to be his biggest his biggest bone of contention. I could be wrong about that. I've been wrong before. But is the DNC broken? I guess is the key point, right? Is the DNC broken? Is there are all of these factions capable of voting for the same candidate? Are they capable of interacting together in a positive way for the good of the party? I'm going to go no. I'm like, I don't think they can. I think these guys are nuts, right? I think these guys are just tearing each other apart over, small things, which the right does as well. Right. Yeah. No, you're right, Mr. Mister. That's the classic liberal portion of it. Is they're economically conservative, but they're socially liberal. That's what Connor is. Connor's like, he's economically conservative. He's I guess to some degree he's socially conservative, but he has a lot of social conservatism to him, or liberalism to him. Right, cleaner. I mean, I think you're right about that, and I think he got called out on that a couple of times yesterday. I thought that was great, by the way, that they were calling him out so much. Normally, I think that these guys aren't even worth listening to. I don't normally listen to them, but it was a slow day yesterday, and while I was cleaning my garage and working on my motorcycle, I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to this, and it was on Adam and Stitch or something like that. And I would give this a listen. We'll see see what's up. And it was very entertaining to me. Now, again, a lot of people might not be that entertaining. Yeah, only Mr. Bill. Connor seems to have this, like, I don't know. I mean, normally I'd say that Connor has like this rose-colored glasses sort of thing where he just wants to see. Yeah, he wants to see what he wants to see and he ignores everything else. But he's really like inconsistent. I really feel like he's inconsistent in his worldviews. He consistently defines socialism and then says, well, I'm not that. And yet he will immediately start down a socialist path. So I've started, 10th man says he's started limiting what panels he visits. Too many fake people. Yeah, absolutely, man. That is the 100% the truth. I got to change my glasses. These progressives are killing me. then this has a scratch in it right where I fucking need it. Anyway, they're just readers. They're just readers. Yeah, no different than neocon pro-war saying they're populist. Yeah. Yeah, and this is an interesting thing too, you know, when you start talking to these guys, I'm not really sure that that these guys actually have a have a solid foundation. Right? Like they're almost as bad as some of the neocons. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Cleaner 409. That's true. So so anyway, I'm gonna do this this panel now. It's gonna be a discussion panel. I don't think it's a debate. It's more of a speculation panel. Why is the DNC broke in? I don't think they're broke. I think they have plenty of money, but I feel like they're pretty broken. So, yeah. So yeah, it looks like we need, I think, 2 more panelists to and I think they're going to be libertarians. I think it's going to be probably Fabian Liberty and if he can make it, and Lactoid probably. They do suck at economy. You don't even like me much, but at least I'm not fake. I appreciate that, 10th man. You know, it's interesting. I don't really need to be liked by everybody. I'm okay. I'm okay if people don't like me. That's fine. I don't like everybody. A lot of people that I interact with, I absolutely dislike. But, that's okay. Yeah, I think one of the interesting things about that specific show with Wick, Destiny, Connor, Pisco, and Econoboys, I believe all of them are paid by Progressive Victory. I'd have to check. I really don't know if Econoboy is. I feel like that he is. I could be wrong about that. I've been wrong many times before, but I'll have to check on the Econoboy, on my claim about Econoboy being paid by Progressive Victory. But we know for a fact that Destiny is paid by, or he has been paid by Progressive Victory. We know Connor is currently paid by Progressive Victory. We know that for certain Wick was paid by Progressive Victory. And I'm pretty positive Pisco was also paid by Progressive Victory. And whether he is or not, I don't know currently, but definitely at some point they were all paid by Progressive Victory. So that's a very interesting panel of people that are all paid by the same people. Isn't it weird? It's weird. I don't know. 10th man says, no shade. I'll always be respectful. You know what? 10th man, I look, if you don't like me, just say you don't like me. It's cool. It's not like I won't have you up. I mean, I have people up all the time that don't like me. Being respectful or just being honest goes a long way, right? So that's no problems with you, man. Don't worry about it. Mr. says all the candidates do is gaslighting, fear mongering, virtue signaling, Epstein stuff. Genuinely hope they get good economic candidates, but he's not holding his breath. And Big Sky says, I love you, Grid. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. What's up, Anson Knowles? Anson Knowles is back, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that is actually true. Anson Knowles is correct on this. I am, and I need to work harder at it. I kind of slacked off, but I really need to work harder at becoming a grifter and taking the money from conservative PACs to say the shit I'm already going to say anyway. The thing is that I only really want to do it if I literally say the same shit. What's up, TVT? Okay, that's interesting. You know, I'm kind of sick of the fakes too. I limit the number of channels I go to as well, for sure, 100%. One of the ones I really do enjoy is Rob Noor. I was on there last night, and we were redebating the. There was a guy on there who wanted to kind of debate the Ross Albright pardon, and once again, it got tied up in this idea of drugs, and that it was all about the drugs and not about anything else, like the fact that the CIA and FBI and the DEA did not want to admit that Bitcoin could be tracked, because they were using they were using the Bitcoin tracking to know where these drug dealers and arms dealers and all of that were keeping their money. And Albright had figured out, and I think he himself was tracking Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Basically, anytime you connected a wallet to the internet, the feds know how who the wallet belongs to and how much is in it. So Bitcoin wasn't as secure and as transparent and all that as they said it was. So, anyway, so that was an interesting discussion last night. I did make a mistake. So there was a point where the guy, the guy was talking about how drugs were the majority of the revenue or something like that, and I said no, I believe it was the art and antiques were the biggest chunk of the revenue, and Rob pulled it up, and for sure it showed that 80% ish or so was drug deals. And I believe that. I do believe that. But I think we're talking past each other. I was talking about the amount of money that went through the site, the transactions. I believe the Fed said that most of the money was from art and antiquities being sold on the black market, whether it was stolen art, whether it was just people who didn't want to pay taxes or customs or whatever. That's what that was the majority of the dollars, and but certainly there were a lot more drug transactions than there were art transactions. So, yeah, it was just it was very interesting to have that discussion, and just once again, it always devolves into drugs. It's not, nobody wants to pay attention to what's actually going on. Very interesting. And when you point out that literally the entire Fed case about the murder for hire was absolutely made up. He didn't care about that. He's okay with the government imprisoning a guy. What for shit they literally made up, people that did not exist. Like, these people are not real. They don't exist. There's no record of them except in an FBI report. Like, these people do not exist. It's very funny, very strange. Welcome in to Seriously Shelby. Welcome in to the Briar Wolf. I see Anson, and obviously I've already called out Anson Knowles. Welcome in, Mikey Balls. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Good to see everybody out in the chat today. It's a little bit of a slow day for me. I actually was busy right up until I came in. I haven't actually even I haven't had a lot of time to get ready today. What's up, Emmett? How are you, sir? I was watching you guys the other night. I didn't say anything because I was tied up doing other stuff, but good to see you. So I like Emmett a lot. Emmett's really pretty smart guy. So anyway, So anyway, again, I'm going to do some more looking into why the DNC is broken. That's very interesting to me. Yeah. There's a lot of really interesting things out there. So all right. Well, guys, we've reached my almost my 45-minute mark in the first hour. Normally I would I do some grift here, or I would launch into another subject. I'm going to open up the panel. If you want to come up, the rules are the same as they always are. Simply go to the Discord, go into the waiting room, and ask a mod for a link, and you can come up and talk. We'll talk about pretty much anything you want to talk about within reason. Not really, not, we can debate if you want to, but really just good discussions is welcome. TVT, I honestly believe that commie is going to win New York. I got it. I'm sorry to interrupt myself and make a comment into chat, but absolutely, I 100% believe that the commie is going to win New York mayor, which will be exceedingly interesting. So. Tenth Man says the DNC is broken for one simple reason. They believe they are right, can't show their ideas in practice. They don't want to work, but they want to tell you to do more. That is true. TVT, man, I agree. I want to agree so badly with you, and I want to say that it's impossible, it'll never happen. But man, I got to be honest with you, dude. If you look at the news coming out of there, it's crazy what's going on. It's just crazy. So, I mean, I can't even get into it, man. Like, it's nuts. But that'll be Wednesday. Wednesday night, we'll be talking about the broken DNC on a panel, and hopefully I'll be really, really well prepared for it. We'll see. We'll see. So, yeah. You're still waiting for the link? All right, we'll stand by. I need to pay them more. I do probably need to pay them more. There you are. All right. I wonder if his yeah, you got it. All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know. And listening to Connor the other day was really weird. Oh, you're okay, Kissy Cat. I got it. I think there were 3 or 4 of us on it, like right away. Just bam, bam, bam. Made it happen. Normally, I expect Glenn Lawrence to come up, but unfortunately, I haven't heard from him. I think he's busy today. I think he's on set working.
Chuck in Tennessee donated $10. Super chat. Nashville entrance fee. Actually a decent M1911 pick and price.
All right. Are you asking me where to pick one up, or are you picking one up? I don't. I don't know where to. I actually don't know right now where I would say to pick up a decent 1911. I build my own, so I don't buy them very often. So I like the. I don't actually go to any of the Nashville gun shops. I've actually had poor service at most of them. Although I do know that Royal Arms, which is on the other side of Nashville than from me, but I don't know which way you're coming in. Royal Arms out, which is right off of 40. I mean, it's literally right off the highway. They should have a good selection and probably reasonable comparable prices. I also really like. I mean, you'd have to come south a bit, but I like Bullseye. They had some nice 1911s in not long ago, and yeah, I don't know if that helps. So. It's Beth.
Hey, good. How's it going?
It's good. How are you? You sound like you just woke up.
Oh, I've been up a while. I'm just not exactly moving yet. It's one of those days.
Not a morning or afternoon person.
My back is shitty when I wake up. And when it's really hot and humid, and also when it's like stupid cold, it takes me a minute to get moving.
I understand that. I do. I've been. It's been an interesting day. You know, we're going to have a discussion on Wednesday night over on Gibbs's show. I'm going to be part of it. I'll be restreaming it. Is the DNC broke? It's going to be interesting. Do you think the DNC is broken?
Well, I'd probably be one of the worst people to ask. I don't tend to. I think the entire political realm is broken in ways and needs a lot of work. I don't think that a lot of people who are involved on both sides can really connect with most people the way that we need them to, if that makes sense.
I'm not talking about the politicians. I'm talking more about the DNC itself, right? Like the party, because you have a lot. They're in the middle of a civil war, right? You have commies. You have what they consider to be classic liberals. You hear that term a lot now. I'm a classic liberal, and then you hear, and then you have socialist. You have neo-socialist now, or neo-Keynesian socialist. You have a massive splintering, and it's very interesting.
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say that TVT says that he's so busy with communism in Canada, I have a hard time following more communism in the States. That's true. That's true. You guys have like real communism going on up there. Also, TVT, Glenn did he did get stuck on the polygyny thing. What do I think? I think in modernity, there's no way you can get to a polygynous relationship without sinning, and therefore it is sin. And so I don't. That's my base. That's all I have. I just don't. Nobody's gifting people wives.
Yeah, no, it doesn't belong in modernity, for sure. I would never advocate for it personally. I mean, but even just if, for the fact of what man would want to have to deal with more than one woman. I mean, one is bad enough, right?
Right. Well, I mean, the sound, the how you write, the kanji, Japanese writing for a
Yes.
noisy is 3 symbols. It's just right. You just draw 3 woman symbols. Like you have the symbol for woman, right?
Uh-huh.
And together, that's Japanese kanji for noisy. And in China, the sign for female twice. Oh, Beth is gone. The sign for female twice under a roof is 2 women under 1 roof. I have to say.
Oh.
I don't know if you heard that.
Nope, it broke up. Sorry.
That's okay. So in Chinese characters, so you have the sign for female. If you have 2 signs for female under a roof, that is the sign for trouble.
Not surprised. No, yeah, that makes total sense. I mean,
Right.
especially because I don't know.
I mean, trouble, misery, it could go either way. But
I think that when women aren't busy competing with one another, they team up, and most certainly that's when they team up. It gets even more dangerous because that means you've got 2 of them going against somebody else. So, but yeah, as far as the DNC party goes, they're absolutely broken. Look at the stuff that they're advocating for, that they're calling for. Look at how they handle every little thing that happens, and their positions are bad enough. So then when they're fighting amongst one another, it just,
give me 1 second. Oh, that's the wrong button. Where'd I go? 10th man, I sent you the link. Let me send it to you again. I'm not really sure why it didn't work, but I will send it to you one more time. There you go. Yeah, you need to be for whatever reason, the latest version of Windows really hates the Talk Studio. It also hates Streamlabs or a StreamYard, but it hates StreamYard less. I guess because StreamYard doesn't update as much. I actually need to update my Streamlabs, but I just haven't done it. Anyway, so yeah, the whole thing with did that answer that TVT? Did that did that answer that for you? Because I'm not really, I don't want to kind of go too far out on a limb. There's the 10th man. He made it. We got that going. That's okay.
I really do apologize. I have no idea what was going on. That link worked though. Before now, I was trying on multiple devices. It was a nightmare.
Oh, that's all right.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Hey, 10th man, good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. Grid.
Yeah.
I know you don't know me very well. I don't like you much. Is a compliment for me.
Okay.
Right. As I said in further comments, which you didn't read out, but that's probably good because you don't want to be a negative Nancy. I literally I'm glad I finally get a chance to talk to you about this.
Okay.
When I came up on your show and then I debated with that guy, I've had time to process why I was angry. And it was the way that the 2 judges just shrugged it off like, yeah, whatever, just whatever. And I'm telling you right now, if I was in a room with those 2, I'll take the charge. I'll take the charge.
Yeah.
Those are the people that are destroying our planet. They are not out there protesting because they care about that issue. They are out there protesting so that they can go and protest. They just want to be part of the group, get angry, get worked up, get that adrenaline. They don't give a fuck about the people in Africa. They don't give a fuck about the gay people. They don't give a fuck about nothing except for what they get out of it.
You lost me a little bit, but okay, that's fine. But that's okay. I mean,
no, I'm saying in general, not those specific people. I'm saying people that are going out to protest for the majority do not actually care about what they're protesting for.
Well, I think that's a very interesting point because, and somebody else was making the point the other day, and I forget who it was, but they were saying that, you know, I guess they had, and I guess they sent me the video too, but I can't remember who it was. And a lot of these people who go to these protests are just going to go. Like they don't even know what's going on. Like they're just like, oh yeah, we're just going to go show up and have a good time. But then you have like that core group that are there to start trouble. Like they're there to make a statement or to whatever. And it's wild that people are so cavalier about getting caught up in that kind of thing. Right. It seems like that to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. And you made a really good point the other day, 10th Man, about how you went to, I believe you said it was your first Pride parade, right? And you thought it was going to be like this really cool event, or maybe it wasn't the first. Maybe it was the last one you went to. And
No, it's the first one. Oh, first and only.
First and only, right? And you had in your head it was going to be like a really cool event. You know, a bunch of dudes getting together and having the same energy and the same outlook on life and that sort of thing. You know, basically contemporaries, right? And apparently, from your description, it shocked you at how different it was, right? And how and to what extreme it was. And I'm going to tell you, it's not just that the gay community does that. I've gone to because I'm used to be not into the tactical world, but I was, or not really a part of it, but I was like peripheral. I was peripheral, right? I know a lot of the people, and everybody, oh, hey man, you got to come do this, you got to come do that. And I've gone to a couple of things where I'm like, this is not what I envisioned, and I don't agree with what's going on. And I've left. I just leave. I'm just like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gone. I'll see you. But and I remember when I was a youth, long ago, I still felt that way. I never really. I don't want to participate in things that I disagree with. So.
Well, here's the thing that I've noticed, because in my area they do a lot of protests. Like it's ridiculous. They'll find any reason to. You end up with these people who show up not for the cause, but to hijack it for something totally different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That 100% happens. And I don't know. I think that it's a very interesting thing. You know,
I don't mean to. I know you're probably about to go on a thing, but
no, go
Ryan,
ahead.
Radical Coder, perfect example. Up there talking about gay rights, all this stuff. Who was it the other day? I told they were a Karen. I think it was Joe Cool, if I'm not mistaken. I don't even know, but
I think you're on Flo's panel. I think I had like tuned in for like 3 seconds, and you were going off on Joe Cool.
Yeah, but that's how I crashed out on Sarah's.
That was epic.
I
that
got
was
some
fucking epic.
flitty little bitch. Sorry, I don't know how vulgar I can be here. Getting up there, telling me about gay rights.
Yeah,
right.
He is a white, purple-haired Karen screaming on the street at black people that they don't know how oppressed they are. That's what he is. He is despicable. And no shade against Sarah, but the fact that some of you people platform trash like that sickens me. Okay, for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that, as a joke as to what we should laugh at, okay. But to base an entire show around him, to give him a platform to sit there and talk about my rights, and he's not even gay?
That is
This is
weird.
despicable. This is sickening. And I'm not trying to throw shade at you panel hosts, but that's why my show never succeeded, because I'm not going to have trash like that on my show to sit there and tell me what my rights should be. Like that trash Furby getting up there telling me, oh, I'm teaming up with people that are going to take away my rights. No, you're the one getting my rights taken away, you piece of trash. You are the problem. They accept me perfectly fine because I'm not talking to their kids about weird crap and never would. You fucking creepy pieces of shit. I'm sorry, Grid. I'm so
You're
sick
all right,
of
man.
it.
You know, honestly, let me give you a breather so you can compose
You
yourself.
accept me perfectly fine. Everybody accepts me perfectly fine.
Yeah. So
Yep.
this is something I've noticed. So I have to be honest. Gay people weird me out a little bit. You know, because it seems like they just try really hard to let me know that they're gay. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't care.
I
I'm not coming
know
here.
it's
Dude,
not.
Some
It's not
do.
this. It's not all my identity is based on.
Right.
That's
Yeah, you don't. Actually, I didn't realize you were. So one night, I'm going to tell you my introduction to 10th Man, guys. This is one of the reasons why I do treat 10th Man a little differently. My introduction to 10th Man was on Sarah's panel. And I was in and out. I wasn't really paying much attention. And he was flirting with Sarah, and I thought this is going to be good because Sarah, you know, is kind of keeps that distance. But he was like really doing a good job of flirting with Sarah, and I thought, wow, all right, that's cool. And then I think it was like a couple of times I saw him a couple of shows later, and then he was talking about being gay, and I'm like, huh, that's weird. Didn't know he was gay. So, you know, I was like, yeah, okay, so this is probably not not typical, but this is not the victim gay guy. The victim gay guy that comes out and says, you all hate me because I'm gay. Brother, I don't even fucking know you. I'm like, why would I hate you? Like, that's insane. I'm not insane.
Most of these people who are gay act that way because Will and Grace and other television shows got them to act like that. But if you watch the show
I
Queer as
forgot
Folk,
about
which
Will and Grace.
if you watch the show Quaff, you will see, but most people won't because it's really explicit and it's about gays, so they get a hard on and then they got to explain that to their wife. Is most we're not homogenous, but a lot of those people just act like that because media taught them to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting.
I'm telling you right now, because I've known many gay people that were super flitty and on fire like Rip Taylor, and then after they were around me for a while, they stop because they see that it's okay.
I think TVT one TVT is shocked that you don't have a lisp. That's why they have a lisp.
I can have a lisp if I want to.
Oh my god.
That was hilarious. That was actually hilarious. It's a learned effect. Lindsay Smith says it's a learned effect.
I'm terrible at things. Synthesizer.
Kissy Cat says 10th Man gets more straight when he hears her speak. I mean,
that is true.
That
makes every dude more straight. You can have a panel of 9 guys talking completely gay and literally committing sexual assault verbally on each other. And then she comes up and everybody turns straight instantaneously. Hi, y'all. How you guys doing? Oh, hi, Kissy Cat. How are you?
That is funny.
Oh my god. I love you guys.
That is so funny. Now look, again,
even Radical Coder would turn straight around her.
Huh. Probably.
I think we need to test this out, Greg.
I don't know. All right, so should I be a part of a panel tonight debating another long. You know that's a leftist when it's a long ass prompt.
2 questions.
Yeah.
Are you getting paid?
Probably not.
Are any of those people at your level? Panelverse wise?
Not really. I mean,
Then
I
no.
don't know. I actually don't know how popular they are because they stream on Twitch, and I don't. Really
Oh, I
stream.
see. You need someone to do logistics for you. I will offer you my services.
Yeah. So this is
$35,000 a year Canadian, and I'll be your producer.
There you go. As we move into midsummer, let's check in to see how the country at large, more specifically the economy, is doing under Trump. Are you satisfied with performance? Is the country significantly in better shape under Trump? Do you think the U.S. is more respected internationally, which was a promise of Trump's? Do you have confidence that Trump's remaining 3.5 years will be prosperous from seeing what he has done so far? Why can't they ever just make you guys have heard my prompts. My prompts are short, sweet, to the point, very nuanced, but very short. Why can't people do that? What is wrong?
Because it gives them more room to gallop.
Yes, and it gives them little holes that they can hide in when they're not doing so well.
That's why I like you. You're smart.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to participate. I'm going to wait. I'll give them an answer later.
Yeah, like you need to check out whether or not if they don't have the following that you do already, you're just making yourself look stupid going and fucking around with dummies.
So I debate on this panel, not weekly, but quite a bit. I've debated with them quite a bit, and it usually turns into, so we have 2 libertarians, and they usually just kind of abstain from the conversation as much as possible. Except Scott will literally go for like an hour on some really small tangent. And then we have, in theory, there are 2 lefties, right? And those guys are like, yeah, they're just mean, angry people for the most part. Then there are 2 Republicans. That's me and Gibbs, usually 2 conservatives, and then there are 2 that are usually they're left leaning, but they're maybe I don't know what you would call it. So anyway, there's usually what it ends up turning into is a 5v me, and occasionally Gibbs will be to be me and Gibbs against the other 5, and then the two libertarians will sort of kind of talk about it once in a while. But the 2 centrists that they bring on are always left-leaning centrists. They're never right-leaning centrist. It's dumb. So, and normally it's and so it really looks good on me because I beat them up all the time. So, but the prompts are always absolutely nuts.
Well, if it looks good for you.
I mean, you guys have seen the debates I do on Prime Kai, right? Beth, have you seen them?
I don't think so.
I haven't seen them.
Really? That's interesting.
Do you share it to your community page on YouTube when you go on?
No, I literally stream it as I'm doing it.
I've been out of the loop, man. I've been trying to get shit done here and been totally out of the loop.
If I'm awake and Flo's live and you go live, I won't be coming to your show because that's just usually how it is.
Yeah, it's cool. Anyway, I don't know if I want to do this. I have a much better topic later in the week, and it won't even really be a debate.
Right.
So,
what's the topic later in the week?
Is the DNC or why is the DNC failed? Actually, let me
Where do you start?
Let me give you I'll give you the exact. Give me a second. I'll give you the exact.
I just told you why.
The DNC broke? They're broken.
See, I was on the left my entire life up until maybe like 8 years ago, 9
Yeah.
years ago, a couple of years before I came to YouTube by accident.
Mhm.
But the problem is we would vote these governments in and they would do nothing. And then you would contact them even after they said that they were going to be the change. And then you start asking them questions. And it's exactly like what happened in Canadian Parliament there right before the summer started, or at the beginning of summer, where the parliamentary guy that's the chair of the committee says, okay, so now we're going to move on with committee business. This is what we're going to do. And you guys all need the information that goes along with this. So we're going to send it to your secure emails.
Mm-hmm.
Problem with that is their secure email. Well, they can't go get a page to do the work for them. They would have to do the work. All the government officials on the left that got put in there lost their minds. They literally lost their minds and said, hold on, I'm supposed to spend my summer working on this? That's the problem with these people.
Yeah.
Because I've been in their offices many times. I am very politically active. I don't show what I do on YouTube. I don't need people to critique what I do. None of your business what I do. Right? But I've spent a lot of time in these people's offices, and they are trash. The people on the right, sometimes you can get some of them to do a little bit of work. The people on the left will do nothing.
I mean, that's true. That's true. I mean, but when the left does do things, it's usually in the worst possible way.
Truth.
Yeah. When it comes down to politics, I was never very big into it. It always annoyed me when I had to learn about it in school. I kind of just followed my husband's lead and actually started paying attention more as an adult. But he was very left leaning, so like I said, I followed his lead. But then watching and just kind of paying attention to what they say and then looking at what they do. Like, It was, even as a woman who doesn't know a whole fucking lot about politics, I was like, why are we supporting these people? It made no sense to me. And yeah, I'm glad I got smarter.
I have a real I mean, honestly, to me, and I know that I'm not the only one. I always wonder, why is it that we pick the worst possible politicians? In this country, at least, we used to pick politicians that have been successful.
That's a good thing.
I don't think that we actually, I mean, I think we picked them, but only to a certain degree and on certain levels. I mean,
how do you mean?
Yeah, we're picking them, but we're given limited choices. And it's like, sometimes, sure, your local government, that's a little different, right? Who you're voting in is town clerk and all of that kind of stuff. But when you start looking at,
I mean, that's literally how all this starts, right? And this is all right. Let me finish my line of thought here, right? So we used to, in America at least. I'm not saying the whole world, but in America at least, we used to elect people who had accomplished something in life. We used to elect people who had excelled in the military. We used to elect people who, had more captains of industry. We used to elect
Mike Waltz,
people that were true statesmen that had gone over and been an ambassador and actually negotiated a treaty or whatever.
Yeah.
We used to elect people that had succeeded in life. Now we elect professional politicians, and they're people that have literally gone to school, gotten a political science degree, and then they go to work in an office somewhere for someone else, and that person recommends them and endorses them. And what we have is a feeder system. You understand, like in baseball or football or wherever, anywhere, right? You start in the training camp and you end up, if you're really good, in the NFL or in the NBA or wherever the fuck. And the reason that this is interesting, right?
Let me take this.
Go ahead. Yeah, try. Yeah.
No, continue. I can't wait.
Yeah. So the interesting thing here is that at the local level, Beth, you do select these people, but then when you get to the governor's level, right, and you're like thinking about, well, am I electing a governor that could one day be elected president? Because a lot of presidents have been either governor or a representative or something like that. That their experience is no longer just like we used to elect more people like Trump. Now we elect more people like J.D. Vance, right, for president and for a lot of other offices. The idea of professional politicians is insane. It's absolutely insane. And it's why Rome fell, right? Like we can just look to history. Rome fell because of the same thing that's happening right now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that most of our politicians, like their families know they're going to be politicians when they're freaking a little kid. Do you know what I'm saying? The options are picked for us well ahead of time. And so I don't think that, it's not like we can just be like, hey, Joe, who owns that corner store, who fought in Iraq and did all these great things, I want to vote for him. The likelihood of his name making it on higher up ballots is so slim. That's what do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I on the surface, I agree with you, but at the same time, I disagree because we're the ones as voters who accept these candidates.
Right? Well, who accepted Kamala Harris?
Right,
who accepted Kamala Harris? Who voted for Kamala?
Kamala was okay. Kamala is an excellent example. Kamala doesn't even have a political science degree. She went and became a prosecutor under Willie Brown. Oh, we lost 10th man.
He'll be back.
Willie Brown literally made her career, and literally every time, basically everything that not everything, but most of what Kamala Harris succeed or the point to where she succeeded to was based around Judge Willie Brown and his endorsements, right?
Sure.
That's just the way that is. We can't get around that. Now, how she got to be VP was Biden specifically was looking for a black woman, and there's only so many of those that have a record that fit, right? Like there's only so many. So when you have someone that's that openly racist and that openly bigoted, saying this is what I'm going to do, then sure, that limits the pool. But when you have someone like Trump who didn't really care, he was open to anyone basically, and I think Vance was a great choice. But there's a list of names that get out there. Now that list of names is made by people that you vote on, and you, Beth, you can go down and talk to those people and say, look, I'm just I'm one of the people that vote, and I'm one of the people that vote based on my wallet, which is directly impacted by candidates that you're putting up. And if you continue to do this, I will work against you. And no politician wants to hear that. I don't care how big they think they are. I don't care the way the movies present it, like the public has no power. I don't care the narrative that has been spun that voters are in that your vote means nothing. That's bullshit. That's horseshit.
If I may.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying it totally means nothing, but go ahead, 10th man. I'm sorry.
This reminds me of the conversation that I had with that landlord cop guy.
Yes.
On Tomato a while ago.
I'm trying to get him on my show.
He looked like an imbecile because he couldn't answer any of my questions, but he acted like he knew what was going on with being a landlord. Absurd. Absurd. Stop it, sir. So
I love you, 10th man.
This is it's just I'm so sick of it. These people act like they know what they're talking about because they watched a YouTube video once, and it's anyway. So I'll tell you a little story that I told one time.
He's in
okay. Yeah. So
sorry.
He's
I'm being snarky.
Yeah. So then okay. Ooh. All right. So long time ago in a land far away, I worked for a company, and they had a security breach. Problem was, only reason I found out about the security breach was because I switched departments, and I used to work for a bank for security, but this was an IT firm. So I'm used to what I did being legislated, so I had to follow the law. I go into this IT firm, and I start doing the work, and the person goes, "Nope, you're doing that wrong." And I'm like, "What do you mean I'm doing it wrong?" They're like, "Nope, you're wrong." I'm like, no, I'm not. And so most lemmings just go along with whatever their boss says because their boss is the smartest. Just do what you're told, get along to go along. No, that's not the way you say it. Just stay with me.
It's close enough.
I go to the top levels, and essentially what it was they were saying, "Oh no, if someone calls and they have a corporate email, you don't have to ask them any security questions at all. You just reset their password, lickety split, good to go." Because they didn't know how to read. Right? When you read what's written there, and it doesn't explicitly say in like a side note, "Hey, by the way, it'd be really stupid to not security verify somebody when they call." All right? So then they changed what they were doing. Only problem is that was a long time after what had actually happened. So I contacted the regulatory board that deals with that type of stuff and found out, oh yeah, by the way, this is when I really started looking into the law. It was a little over a decade ago, right? That's when I started looking real deep into stuff, reading legislation, going to ombudsman's offices, like doing the actual work. And so, Grid, what you're saying about politicians and why do we elect certain ones, it's the same reason that in corporations, I can't get a promotion because I'm not going to do what you tell me if I know that it's wrong. So that's the way that this works. This is a mafia organization. Most corporations, if not all, are mafia organizations. They will throw every employee under the bus. They don't care about anybody. It's all about them. Politicians are exactly the same.
Yeah, that's why I left healthcare. It's the same situation over there. And I'm sure Kissy Cat will back me up